He's the prime suspect in one of the most shocking crimes of the decade. But who is Bryan Kohberger, and what do his old friends have to say about him? On December 30th, 2022, police arrested 28-year-old Bryan Christopher Kohberger in connection with the murders of 4 college students in Moscow, Idaho, a few weeks earlier. Housemates Kaylee Gonzalez, Madison Mogan, Xander Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin were murdered while they slept, stabbed by an unknown assailant. For weeks, investigators were tight-lipped about information and leads, and at times, the statements they gave seemed to be contradictory. As such, his arrest came as something of a surprise. But behind the scenes, investigators had been surveilling him for days, even tracking him as he traveled across the country.
These murders have shaken our community, and no arrest will ever bring back these young students.
Not much is known about Bryan Kohberger's early childhood. The New York Post reports that he grew up in the Poconos with his parents and a sister. By his teen years, classmates had come to know Kohberger as a boy who was bullied and who possibly had substance abuse issues. One high school classmate told the publication, if he tried to flirt with a girl or anything, they'd get a weird feeling in their stomach. I had that feeling towards him too. My instinct was creeper vibes. Another classmate said he was a target for bullies, telling the Post he didn't have any social skills and didn't know how to make friends. He was just awkward. Yet another described Kohberger as a, quote, heavy heroin user, a claim that seems to have been backed up by a separate classmate to another news source. Bryan Kohberger attended high school in Pleasant Valley, Pennsylvania, and also took air conditioning classes at a vocational school. A man identifying himself as Nick McLaughlin told the Daily Beast that he and Kohberger had been friends at that time, but that between their junior and senior years, Kohberger underwent an unexplained personality shift. Prior to that summer, the acquaintance alleges he'd been down to earth, but when he returned from break, he was aggressive. McLaughlin said, he always wanted to fight somebody. He was bullying people. We started cutting him off from our friend group because he was 100% a different person. Another childhood friend, identifying himself to KABC only as Thomas, painted a similar picture, describing him as mean and stating that he always wanted to appear dominant over others. Though he had taken vocational classes, it appears that Bryan Kohberger didn't pursue a career in the skilled trades. Instead, he went to college, getting his degree in psychology from Northampton Community College in 2018. From there, he went to work as a security officer for the Pleasant Valley School District in Pennsylvania. At some point, Kohberger decided to further his education, and he received his Master of Arts in Criminal Justice from DeSales University. One of his teachers there, Associate Professor Michelle Bolger, had nothing but praise for Kohberger, saying, he was one of my best students ever. In my 10 years of teaching, I've only recommended 2 students to a PhD program, and he was one of them. Kohberger then enrolled at Washington State University in Pullman, which is just a few miles across the border from Moscow, Idaho. Kohberger had enrolled in the university's Department of Criminal Justice and Criminology, with an aim toward getting his doctorate. Gaurav Narang, a neighbor, told Newsweek that Kohberger seemed to only ever want to talk about crime. Meanwhile, in a post on Reddit that has since been deleted, a user who appeared to be Kohberger asked for the help of ex-cons, presumably for a research project. He reportedly wrote, in particular, this study seeks to understand the story behind your most recent criminal offense, with an emphasis on your thoughts and feelings throughout your experience. He asked the participants to answer questions about what they thought about how they prepared for the crime and whether or not the victim fought back, among other things. And while it's unknown what evidence might have led police to Kohberger, one key piece involves a white Hyundai Elantra that was associated with the crime in the investigation's early days. Whether or not it was that vehicle that led to Kohberger's arrest remains unclear, but he certainly did drive a white Hyundai Elantra. Before his arrest, he and his father had been pulled over twice during an excursion to Pennsylvania. Clearly, there's a lot we still don't know about this case, but it seems likely that more light will be shed in the coming weeks and months as the trial of Bryan Kohberger unfolds.